today we're on the north shore of St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. We're getting ready to dive Kane Bay. It's a fantastic dive site, really accessible from shore. Also, there's a mooring wall out there, so you can dive the site by boat as well. Today we're going to do it from the beach, so stick with us through the end of the video. We're going to get all our gear on, we're going to get underwater, we're going to show you just about everything you can see under there. Usually a lot of turtles here, so we're going to keep an eye out for them. But hang with us through the end of the video, and if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's go. So getting to Kane Bay is really easy. There's a couple ways to get here. You can take a dive boat out from Salt River, which has a marina just a couple miles from here. Or the easiest way to do this dive is from shore. So you can get out here on the North Shore Road, just follow it along past Russtop Twist, and you're right here at Kane Bay. What makes it really easy to dive here is that the Sweet Bottom Dive Center is located just on the other side of the road from the bay. So we're going to grab some tanks and gear up there and then head across the street. We're going to get in at the beach and swim on out. It's about a 100-200 yard swim, kind of depending on where you descend, but we're going to go check out the wall.
By doing a surface swim out to the buoy here at the training area. Gone down there in about 26 feet. There's these patcheries all over with juvenile reef fish everywhere. So beautiful. We're going to head over to the 3-acre chute now. It's a little deeper. So we're down at about 75 feet now, in an area known as 3-acre chute. There's probably about 5 old anchors down here in this particular chute. They all date back to the 16 to 1800s. Really long shafts, big flukes. Been down here a long time. There's several all over Kane Bay. In fact, there's probably at least 27 that we're familiar with. Definitely worth coming down here to check them out if you can. We're now out along the wall at Kane Bay. Absolutely breathtaking, spectacular. At its deepest point between St. Croix and St. Thomas, it'll get down to 13,000 feet. We're obviously not going anywhere near that. Today we're going to do a deepest dive at about 80 feet. Just cruise along the wall. But we're going to keep an eye out for reef sharks, any pelagic fish that might be swimming by. There's even been manta ray and humpback whales that cruise along this wall. You can sometimes hear the whales in February and March, and if you're really lucky, you can spot one. We're now at about 60 feet. The wall here is really composed of about these big spur and groove formations. Large sand channels with big coral ridges that run in between them. At times they drop off almost vertical. Sometimes they slope down. So we're now in about 30 feet of water at the top of the wall. Tons of life up here as well. We're going to start our turn back. Bay is so special. There are turtles everywhere here. You almost can't do a dive without seeing a turtle. This guy's just grabbing a snack and looks like he's heading up. Well, what a treat. This guy here, he's just going to let us kind of tag along with him. So graceful. Swim on up down to the surface, grab a breath. See you later, big guy. At Kane Bay, there's a lot of coral restoration efforts underway. The Nature Conservancy, along with other organizations, help maintain 2 coral farms here. This is one of them. Here's a tree that's growing some staghorn coral. There's also microfragmentation underway for different types of corals, including some elkhorn coral. Once the coral's of size, it's going to be outplanted out on the reef where it's going to grow and become a home for juvenile reef fish and really help maintain a healthy reef. At Triton's Realm, we really support coral restoration. So in the coral restoration area here, found this little green sea turtle just kind of hanging down here in the sand, taking a little bit of a rest. We're not going to disturb him at all, but he's definitely kind of neat to sit back here and watch for just a moment. We're working our way back towards shore slowly. We're in 25 feet of water now. There's this area here with these large barrel sponges. They're so cool. They suck in water from the outside and filter it through their bodies and up through the top. But they also make a great home for all kinds of tiny little juvenile fish. Really just kind of looking in there. So we're just going to take a moment and pause here at this coral head. There's all kinds of reef fish just right around the top here. This little blue-headed wrasse, it's so cool, just kind of watching him dart back and forth here. The other little fish look like they might be part of a cleaning station here, where larger fish like the parrotfish kind of come up and just wait for the other little fish to clean them off of parasites. Really just amazing just to watch this for a second. Okay, we're starting to get low on air at this point. We're back in 15 feet of water heading up the sand to the beach. We're going to get out, but then we're going to head up to the Leatherback Landing for some lunch. Definitely join us.
So we had a pretty fantastic dive at Kane Bay today. Turtles and sharks out there. And certainly the wall is really spectacular. Evan, what do you think?
I think it's a wonderful dive with an easy entry, with a moderate kick out. But once you get out there, you can descend on the nice flat sandy bottom right at the wall. And my favorite part about this dive are the frequent sightings of all the turtles and sharks.
Absolutely. Sarah, what were your thoughts on the dive?
I always like coming out here to Kane Bay. There's some great chutes that you can go down, look at corals on both sides, look for little fish and eels hiding in the crevices. Of course, the wall where you see sharks just swimming by, and then in 30 feet of water as you come back in, you see juvenile fish that are quite colorful and fun to look at.
Definitely. And then we had the coral restoration farms out there. There's a couple of them. We got to check out one. Actually saw a sea turtle for a little while, just kind of laying in the bottom of the sand there in the one. But the Nature Conservancy manages those and does some great work here on St. Croix. And of course, we really support the Coral Restoration Foundation as well in Key Largo, Florida. So thumbs up to their efforts. We're going to continue that support. But anyway, great dive overall.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Fantastic dive site. We're going to come out here again, but certainly join us on the next dive. And if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.